right, let's talk about some Lions. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Make sure you guys thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna talk today about who should stay and who should be cut. We're gonna talk about Stafford dissing the Lions, and then did Dan Campbell make the big mistake? So let's do it. Make sure you thumbs up and share the video. I appreciate that. And I mean, we can start off a lot of ways. Wait till people get in here, and we can just start talking about the cut roster. AG Frederick, I see you. AJG, salute. So we'll talk about the cut roster. I think, like real talk, man, it's hard to evaluate because they kept a lot of people. They kept a lot of people off the lineup, and I thought that Dan Campbell's mistake was that he didn't play the starters. And like I said before, we had two coaches on the extreme side. We had Matt Patricia. He was on the extreme side of work. I think his first game with the Lions, was it his first game with the Lions? Was against the Jets, and they came out flat. Who remembered? I was at that game. My job took us to the game, and I was at that game, and it was an embarrassment. And then we got Dan Campbell, who didn't believe in joint practices, who didn't play as starters a lot of reps. You know, he believed in basically resting the main guys, and then he believed in not playing those snaps. And to me, I think he's gonna get the same results. I think with Patricia, they started off sluggish, hurt, soft. Not soft, but sluggish, and they just couldn't really. That's like putting the wrong gas in your tank. If you put a little bit in, they're gonna be a little sluggish. And with Patricia, it's gonna be a lot of. With Dan Campbell, I think it's gonna be some rust. And I still think they're gonna be sluggish. Edward, what's going on? I do believe that. And like I said before, and if you had to ask me a serious question, would I be on the Patricia side of things of making them practice hard and playing them in preseason as status quo, as most teams do? In the four game preseason, it was you play your starters a little bit. The second one, playing about the same bit. The third game was a dress rehearsal, and the fourth game, nobody played. And Matt Patricia, for the most part, from my memory, he followed that template. Bernardo, salute. We got a Bills fan in here. We followed that template, right? If you had to ask me which side would I side on with Dan Campbell playing a little bit and then them not playing in preseason, I would have to side with Dan Campbell on that. But then again, to me, you had a different regime, you had a different offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, defensive coordinator, and I think they should have played a little bit more. But then again, I'll be sitting here criticizing him like everybody else if somebody would have went out there and Jared Goff would have broke his leg, or somebody would have got cracked. But my thing was, Anna Zorke, Panisa Will, they ain't played in 2 years. That was my thing. But if you had to push the shove, I would favor what Dan Campbell did. But obviously we didn't see a lot of the starters, and that sucked. But I don't really believe in playing running backs in preseason. I don't. So I really not concerned about DeAndre Swift per se. But he's sitting on 8 sheets of paper towel to keep that joint dry. What you talking about? I don't know what you talking about. He said Charles is on some BS. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. He can elaborate. What are you talking about? But get him the fuck out of here. I don't know what he's talking about. But you looking at the roster. I don't know who gonna go and who stay. It's up for y'all. I mean, we know who's gonna be the starters. It talks about Brashard Perriman getting cut, and who else did I say? Brashard Perriman and Jelani Tobias. So my thing is Perriman has always been injured. Nothing has changed. So the most part, who cares? All right, Perriman should get cut. I don't really care for Perriman because he always injured. I don't care if his daddy played there or not. He need to become healthy. But that's that. Also, Tim Boyd, he need to be cut. Let's keep it real. He ain't no good quarterback. And for them to list him as a second quarterback over David Ball is just stupid. It's just pure stupid. That made me think they don't know football. David Ball is the second best quarterback. And then you look at the defense. I don't know. Jason Cornell made a play last week. Maybe he saved his job. I think he got injured last year. He got suspended for the first few games. This year, remember, searches correctly. But when you go through that, it's really to the point. Who cares? All right. People mad at Kuda for blowing the zone coverage. I don't really care. As long as he didn't get smoked man for man. For the most part, Tavai is the only guy I see that need to be cut. He's pathetic. He trash. Jalen Reeves may have been played better than him. And that's the bottom line. Tavai is just not starting caliber player. Okay, Tavai, the ones I really want to cut is Tavai, Tim Boyle. Other than that, I don't care. But guys that's really vying for a spot, they're going to have an issue at running back because Godwin, Bute, whatever his name is, and Craig Reynolds, they're making the case to make the team. And are they going to carry 5 backs? I don't know. So don't be surprised if Jamar Jefferson don't go on practice squad and they put the Reynolds. And it's going to come down tomorrow between Godwin and Craig tomorrow for the starting positions. So Craig, he only got 1 year. He fairly a big back. And then Godwin, 2 years Northwestern, 6 foot, 212. So we ultimately see. But ultimately, I don't really care if Sewell get cut. I mean, not Sewell, but Rashad Perriman, Tim Boyle, and Jelani Tavai. Other than that, I don't really care. I don't. Said bye Tavai. Randy say, I really don't care about this season because it's a wash. That roster needs work. What's up, Benjamin Foe? So, I mean, yeah, definitely needs work. We knew that coming in. So, as far as the rosters, I really don't care. They got holes to fill. They got guys to develop. So, we'll see. Who really cares on that point? So, how you feel about Tom Kennedy? Yeah, he made some catches last week. Talking about the white boy. Yeah, he made some catches last week, man. But I don't care what they need to go out there and go trade for James Washington or N'Keal Harry. They need to go trade for those guys. I don't trust none of these guys on the outside, to be honest. Tyrell Williams got a groin injury. Rashad Perriman been injured hip. Khalif Raymond, he's not a receiver. The only receiver I do trust is Quintez Cephas because you know we got from him last year. He stayed healthy last year in a limited role. He did start to the beginning, guys got healthy, kind of fell back, but like I said before, they probably need me to make a couple trades for receivers or just bring in James Washington. But like I said before, right now, starting 1 and 2 receivers are hurt. Perriman with a hip, Tyrell Williams with a groin. He expected to play. I think Perriman might need a big game tomorrow to make the team. Yep. Where's the speed? As far as what? You got Perriman, you got Williams. That's the speed, I guess, on the outside. And then you got DeAndre Swift. And you got some athleticism on the front three. You got Aleem. You got Sean Hen if he's healthy. I think John Panisi. And then you got Levi Arnazeke. So that's your speed with your 3 down linemen. Your linebackers, I mean, Romeo and Julian and Jamie Collins and Jalen Reeves Maven and Derek Barnes. I mean, pretty much. I mean, also in Charles Harris, Austin Bryan, Tracy Ward. I mean, you got an athletic DB field. Will Harris, a 4-4 guy. Tracy Walker, 4-5 guy. Rory, Kuda, Ifantu, Mike Ford, AJ Parker. So you got some athleticism there. But the one guy I think really should make the team is AJ Parker. AJ Parker is the guy who should definitely make the team. AJ Parker is the guy that I really like. So hopefully AJ Parker, not only should he start, AJ Parker should man the slot. Because at this point, Cornell would have been injured. Who else you have in the slot? Cornell would have been injured, and Roby, he got here kind of late, so you really can't par him. But AJ Parker got some future on the outside too. He said, my bad, they still do have about 2 weeks to make a move for it. They need to hurry up and make it, bro. Ain't no point in sitting there. I mean, I'm not making this move to make the playoffs. I'm making this move because I don't feel too good about this team this year at all. I don't like. And I know it's gonna take some time, but like I told One Pride Nation, man, I told him that there might be some trouble. I think Dan Campbell might not make it a year. He might not. People say, well, they just rebuilding. No, I think it's gonna be that bad. I think it might be that bad. Because what I'm seeing is lack of reps. And some injuries already. I feel like the defense should be solid with the offense. I mean, like I said before, the 3 down linemen I don't think took a snap with each other. Nick Williams been injured. I think Aleem, Brockers, and Anazorki ain't took a rep together. So when you talk about building camaraderie, you build that through reps in practice. You build that through preseason. You build that through joint practices. So, like I said before, it's going to be a slow start off the gates. But it's not going to be a slow start the same as under Matt Patricia. There's going to be a slow start out the gates, and I'm prepared for it. They have until Tuesday at 4 p.m. to get down to 53 men. Amani Bates played for us. Congratulations to him and Penny Hardaway. Do we know if any of our starters? None. Nobody playing tomorrow. Or on the coach side. Probably some rookies or some Panisa will, but I think nobody played tomorrow. Some good quarterbacks next season. Top 3 pick, hopefully. I think Urban Myers will make it past this year. My thing is this, too, with quarterbacks. I mean, you could have got your quarterback this year. You could have took them picks and moved up for Wilson. You could have took them picks. You could have took Justin Fields. But like I said before, they put blind faith in Jeff. They could have took somebody like Kellen Mond and just developed them. And after 2 years, you can evaluate Kellen Mond. You can move on. To me, I kind of like what the football team did a few years ago with drafting RG3 and Kirk Cousins. You can't never have too many quarterbacks. So like I said before, if I feel like a player ain't going to develop, I'm quick to take another quarterback. So how can you not be the most secure at the quarterback position? Imani got the manager back from FedEx. Is that what it was? Here's something they should be noted. If Campbell and or Holmes get fired after this year, next year they would be paying 3 coaches, Patricia Campbell and a new coach. That's true, but they ain't paying Campbell nothing but little money. That's why I think it's unlikely. It's not. If they go in there and they win 1 or 2 games, they gonna get fired. Especially Dan Campbell. If they maybe not so much Brad Holmes, but I can see it. So if they go 1-16, you don't think they're gonna fire them? They go 1-17, you don't think they're gonna fire 2-15? Absolutely. You forget they're not paying them nothing. They're not paying them nothing at all. So like I said before, what I'm seeing so far, I don't know. Maybe I ain't seen enough. Urban Myers will not make it past this year. The offense will not work in the NFL. See, what people don't know about Urban Myers, they said they're not even running a real offense. They're not running a real offense. So, like I said before, I don't really care about Urban Myers. When he said that why we can't run our real offense in the regular season, I knew they're not running a real offense. I'm not concerned about it. That's what people fail to realize in the soundbites. He's not running a real offense. People just was trash talking about Michael Parsons. Quiet, that was me. But at the end of the day, it's preseason, and he being in the position just to go get the quarterback, just to go stop the run. When you're talking about going to cover guys in the regular season, you're reading too much in the preseason. You're going to talk about cover guys, he's not going to be on the field until you get that. If he is on the field, you got to remember, running sideline to sideline tackling, that's 1980s and 90s and early 2000s football. Okay? That's not today. Today, they're going to spread your bitch ass out and make you cover. And Parsons cannot stay on the field. Unless you put his hand in dirt and say go get the quarterback. That's the only reason he's going to be on the field. So when you talking about Michael Parsons, he's a guy that's a first. He's a rundown linebacker in the third down linebacker. I mean, in pass rush. What I mean on rundowns, he's going to be in to stop the run. He is a pass rusher. He is a guy that's going to stand on the edge and on passing downs and put his hand in the dirt and go get the passer. So Michael Parsons ain't Luke Kuechly. Michael Parsons ain't anybody that's going to cover. He's not Bobby Wagner. He's not Patrick Willis. He's not Navarro Bowman. He's not DeMario Davis. He's not a linebacker that's going to cover. What you are drafting is a run stopper and a situational pass rusher. That's it. You're not getting Trey. You're not getting Chase Young. You're not getting Joey Bosa. You're not getting Nick Bosa. You're not getting those guys. If they try to play him in the middle, he's not that guy. He's a player. He's a defensive end. That's what I'm gonna say. He's a defensive end. That's it. To me, everybody impressed by him tackling. Remember they had him tackling fucking Dutchman. He ain't covering shit. So more than likely, if you want to get rid of Michael Parsons, you go 4 wides. I don't know how many running backs they keeping. Then I thought you liked Parsons. No, I ain't like Parsons. I didn't like him that. I didn't like him that high. What I seen was somebody that was overrated. But like I said before, if he put in the proper position, he gonna be all right. But he's a guy. He's a defensive end. That's what he is. And if they can get him to cover, that's fine. But right now, what he is, he's a run down linebacker and a situational pass rush, and ain't nothing bad about him. I just didn't see elite pass rush or elite cover guy. What he is, he may be just an elite football player. I'm not talking about Pistons today. Tony. I'm not talking about Pistons today, Tony. But like I said before, and I don't even know the answer to that question. I don't care. I don't predict wins and losses no more for the Pistons and Lions. But like I said before, man, you gotta be patient with Sewell and Azorque. You gotta be patient with them guys. But that, like I said, there is a firing point. If they don't win a game this year, how can you keep Dan Campbell? Like I said before, we're gonna see what Jared Goff made of. He may come in and play well, he may not. This division is not wide open. When Aaron Rodgers coming back, this division is either Minnesota's or Green Bay. Chicago defense ain't that good no more to even be in the mix with a sorry quarterback. He still got draft dude from Liberty. Who's from Liberty? I don't even know. But like I said before, man, it's gonna be patience. It's gonna be a slow start, and week 1 is gonna be it's gonna test you. It's gonna test you. It's gonna test your front seven. Forget your back end. It's gonna test your front seven. What San Francisco gonna come in and do? They're gonna line up. They're gonna put a tight end out there. They're gonna put an up back. They might come in single back. They're gonna put a receiver or 2 out there, and they're gonna test your gap discipline. They're gonna test your gap integrity, your gap discipline. They're gonna test your tackling. And honestly, this is the worst matchup to start right away because you didn't have your 3 linemen playing together in preseason. Most of them been injured. You don't have linebackers. It may not be a 50-10 or 50-0 type game. What this game, it may not be Tampa Bay last year. What this game gonna do is it's gonna test the Lions' nuts this year. And what San Francisco gonna come do? They're gonna run right down their throats. They're gonna run right over the Lions. And that's the type of game that's gonna be a physical football game. Its score might be 20-0, but it's gonna feel like 100-0. Like I said before, it's the worst possible matchup for the Lions. Absolutely. And San Francisco is going to line up, put a hat on the hat, and they're going to say, can you stop Morstead? And then, when you start committing 7 and 8 in the box, then what they're going to do, they're going to play action and go to George Kittle. They're going to play action and go to Debo Samuel. They're going to play action and go to Brandon Ayuk. That's just the type of team they is. If you had a team that spread it out, it's going to be difficult. They're going to ask Will Harris, Tracy Walker, come up and make plays. To me, it was the worst possible pick. They could have played them in Baltimore. 2 physical football. Now, we ain't even talked about the defense. We ain't talking about the defense with getting Nick Bosa back and what's my man's name in the middle? Really good linebacker. Fred Warner. I mean, whew. Like I said, and historically, they had Jared Goff number. Who your rookie of the year pick? I don't know. Probably Zach Wilson. I don't know. It's probably gonna be somebody I never thought of. I really can't think. Rashad Bateman, he out for a while, so it's probably gonna be. I gotta look. Hold on a second. I probably right now I'm on a generic answer to Zach Wilson. I think Sewell should have one to the Bengals. Some players thrive based on the situation they drafted in. Yeah, they said Jamar Chase got in trouble with the DV. Go look that up. You know what the DV means. Don't ask me what it is. And then also he started off slow, so I think Levi Onwuzurike is gonna have something to say at the end of the day. Oh yeah, of course. I think at some point he's gonna start to get it, but he definitely right. He's gonna be this team's suit. Malik Willis next year. Okay, I ain't heard of him. Shit, Cincinnati line look better than ours so far. They have. It's preseason. It's strictly preseason. And Cincinnati's had a lot of picks over the years. Go look at Cincinnati, ton of picks. Says when the players from Liberty get drafted, what's going on in these evaluations? He's not a first-round pick. He said, I wouldn't mind seeing heavy front verse. I mean, that's what you're gonna that's what you're gonna get from them. That's a good team to face a traditional, that's a good team to face traditional 5-2. And then playing a 5-2 or whatever you want to play, single high, then Jimmy Garoppolo, and you gotta think, or if it's Trey Lance is a quarterback that just he can throw deep. He's not a quarterback that's gonna come in and ready to play. You know, unless they put him in a run pass, deep pass situation. Trey Lance is a quarterback. When you see him getting sacked, he gotta learn protections. He gotta learn the deep pass, and that's what I've been telling you all about Justin Fields. Justin Fields, he's not a quarterback. He's not a quarterback. He's not a quarterback right now. Him and Trey Lance, I think, ready to start. And you know, you see Justin Fields get killed by Buffalo. It's about protections. It's about knowing coverages and reading defenses and 3 different things. You know, coverage dictates what you go to the ball. That's what it is. That's how they know where to go to the ball. If you know the coverage, that's why Tom Brady still continue to play. He knows the coverage. You know the coverage, you know where to go to the ball. You know, so I mean, like I said before, most ready to play, really to me, was Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. They was the 2 most ready to play quarterbacks. And also, it depends on the coaching staff, how fast they get them up to speed. But Fields and Lance, and I still would have had Fields sit behind Jared Goff. And I kind of think Brad Holmes didn't want that for Jared Goff. Sit behind him, and the fans really, the backup quarterback is the most popular quarterback in the league. So that's what it was. So y'all thought he's ready to play, and you watched the film, and it's a particular channel I watched for the film. I got to remember. It's QB. I forget his name. But he got a good channel. Let me see if we can pull him up. He got a significant channel. He kind of, you know, show you the scout film. I gotta find it, but it shows you the scout film. Yeah, how they do on play actions, how they do with coverages, deciphering coverages, and really talent for talent. If you want to know who the best talent, who got the best talent is in this draft, is Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson got the best arm. Zach Wilson got the best physical talent. He the best. He the most talented guy. If you told me you the best talented, and I kind of wanted to say that, you kind of try to want to remain safe to what the media is saying, what people thinking, but he's the most talented guy in this draft. Now, situations in organizations destroy talent, but him coming up compared to Sam Darnold is night and day. His arm talent is his arm talent is out of this world. If you've seen that guy arm talent, and like I said before, people say he had this. When you see him throw that ball, I mean, you think of John Elway the way the ball come out, Dan Marino the way the ball came out. He throws a rocket, and he kind of like Stafford a little bit, but he got more touch on this ball. You see him kind of drop back, people gonna be mad. Say he remind me of Marino when he dropped back, and that Elway the way the ball come out his hand more. He kind of remind you of Marino the way he released a little bit, and the way his ball come out his hand live, like John Elway, Stafford, Joe Flacco. The way the ball come out his hand, I wouldn't mind to trade the future for Zach Wilson. I think he that good. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of was like, when somebody kind of mentioned with the Lions and we always still had games, what if they took Zach Wilson? I was like, man. But then when you go watch the tape, it's night and day. I did that about Tyrese Maxey a couple years ago. Like, you see the highlights, when you go watch the tape, you're like, you know what? That guy's gonna be really good. You know, he reminds me of, you know, this guy, that guy. Zach Wilson had that, you know. You got a perception with the BYU. He was in the conference they ain't like, he ain't that good. You go watch the tape, you're like, oh fuck. You know what? Ain't too many quarterbacks can fit that ball into the window. Look at his mechanics, his arm, his accuracy. You're like, ooh. I think he might be the most talented. And you know, Trevor Lawrence come out, his arm ball come out his hand pretty good too. But the way the ball come out of Zach Wilson's hand, it reminds you of Marino, John Elway / Stafford kind of mix. Great quarterback. I think he's gonna be pretty good. I think he'll be pretty good. Justin Fields is a little thing. He got elongated like motion. Ben Roethlisberger kind of got that motion. Tebow, like when he, you know, people talk about epilepsy with him kind of falling asleep. But when he also hurt Justin Fields too. He get the ball, he kind of got a loop in motion. In the NFL, you know, imagine he loop and then pat and throw. That wind up mechanic It's a split section from the interception and completion to a completion. So there were some things going on. He had a medical thing, epilepsy, when you just fall asleep, and then when you get the ball, he kind of wind up a bit, and then he let it go. He don't catch the ball and it go like that. You look at Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence, they get the ball, it's none of this. When they get the ball, they ready to launch, it come out like it's supposed to. So even if they get the ball and they pat, you're not supposed to, and then relaunch, they release this quicker. Justin Fields had a lot of things going on with him. So what they gonna try to do, probably what they did with Ben Roethlisberger, they gonna try to shorten that release up. And Tim Tebow had the worst. Tim Tebow winded up and then throw it, and that's why he wasn't an NFL starting quarterback. He get the ball, he wind up. Shoot, Justin Fields got a little wind up. So mechanics with Justin Fields, read defenses, protections, learning coverages. Justin Fields is gonna have to sit a year or two, straight up and down. Just look at some of the Ohio State film they got, man, and you look and you be like, man, he's not a professional quarterback yet. He might get by on natural talent, but when they make the adjustments to him, he gonna struggle. And people contrary to what I'm saying, Chicago's doing the right thing. And only somebody that's seen his mistakes and his downside, he's gonna be a really good quarterback. He just gotta take a year. Same thing for Trey Lance. He's a play action, go down the field guy. If you ask him to 3-step, read the defense, hit the slant, 4-5 steps, whatever it may be, hit the comeback, 4-5 steps, hit the dig, hit the curl, do an option route. He is not the fuck ready for that. He's a guy that's gonna run the ball, play action, or who gonna go deep. That's it. He's a athletic, play action, deep ball quarterback. But as far as deciphering high lows, option routes, and if they play zone, they play combination, go here coverages, him and Justin Fields are not prepared for that. They're not prepared. And you have to watch that film to get an understanding. I think Justin Fields make the playoff. I think Minnesota make the playoff. They're a good team. I think their defense is gonna be a step better next year. I think you're gonna see a great defense from top 15 defense from Minnesota this year. They got Daniil Hunter back, and they signed Everson Griffin back. Eric Kendricks is probably my favorite linebacker. I love watch Harrison Smith. So yeah, for sure. And unfortunately, they had to cut Justin Gatley over the DV stuff. But had they had Gatley, I think he's gonna take that step this year, and they was gonna say, what they say, TJ Gooseman's out of championship. They was gonna go to the NFC Championship. Most of the racist asked about the we what's a lot of racist people, bro. I like my racist known. I'd rather you be racist than hide it. I ain't seen too much of Barnes. I can't speak on Barnes' logic. Willis will transfer to a big-time pro. I can't remember which, but the guy got skills and projected to be first-round pick. Bosa is racist. I ain't gonna lie. Barnes could be decent. He's not an on-the-ball linebacker. He's a pass rusher. So transition. Same thing with Micah Parsons. A transition to pass rusher to complete linebacker is what Micah Parsons and Derek Barnes, they got the same struggle. But Parsons is a lot bigger. But Parsons is a great athlete. He was somebody you're going to put his hand in the dirt or tell him go get the quarterback off the edge. But, I mean, let's talk about y'all, boy. So Stafford said he didn't play the big games in Detroit. Shout out to Hoover Sports. He said it before when he first got traded. Didn't make big news. Basically said he didn't play big games in Detroit. Now, if you were a Lion fan the last few years, you knew that wasn't necessarily true about Matthew Stafford playing a big game. When we did play in big games, he didn't show up. None more so prevalent or relevant to the Cowboy game. The Cowboy game. If you remember that game, Stafford single-handedly didn't deliver. People remember this game. Hold on, remember this game? People gonna act like Stafford. Didn't never make no mistakes, and people got a short memory, man. Like you look at last year, and people gonna act like, oh no, Stafford lost several games last year for us. The first Chicago game, he lost. He lost us the first Minnesota and the second game. He threw a pick in the second game. Last game he lost. Man, people just blind, man. I remember just watching him not being able to read, crumble under pressure. Stafford get all his stats from we down. He trying to come back, but no, this game right here, if you remember, it's the one they blame Jerry Jones for paying the refs. Remember when Jerry Jones was taking pictures with the ref by his party bus? But look at this shit. He had the #1 defense this year, right? They held Dallas to 7 points in the first half, 14 points through the first 3 quarters, and Dallas exploded for 10 points in the last quarter. And guess what? It was over. Stafford put up 14 in the first and never scored another, never did another touchdown. And he threw a pick in that game. So that's what I'm saying, man. People want to act like Stafford they never made a mistake. He did. He did. He did. Stafford fumbled twice in this game and lost twice. Look at this shit right here. My memory might not be the best. Look at that right there. He fumbled twice, and come on, man. Like I said, he played in big games. He just not a winner. He like Peyton Manning. If Peyton Manning wasn't Peyton Manning, bro, he'd be a talented loser. Come on, man. Look at this. I remember that whole second season. Joyke Bell and Reggie Bush was fumbling that whole fucking season towards the end. Come on, how you gonna say he didn't have help? They had a top 10 pick or some shit like Eric Ebron. They had another first-round pick in Brandon Pettigrew, a #2 overall pick in Reggie Bush. They had Calvin Johnson to go what in the #2 defense. So what else did they want? What else? How much more do we need? He going to one of the best defenses this year. Is he gonna have Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate, 2 first-round pick tight ends, and a good blocker, good catcher in Pettigrew, a great catcher, speed guy supposed to be at the time in Ebron? No, he had the team right here. This was the team. This was the team. This was the team. Say whatever you want to say about Stafford. Hold up. Say whatever you want to say about Stafford, but this was the team to win. It was laid on a silver platter. All you had to do was score a touchdown, another touchdown in the first, a touchdown in the second, a touchdown in the third, and he turned the ball over 2 times. Reggie Bush fumbled, Jeremy Ross fumbled. They didn't turn it over. 2 fumbles. Them teams had 4 fumbles, and on top of that, he threw a fucking pick. And come on. And they lost 1 fumble over there. DeMarcus Lawrence. This just don't make no sense. So Stafford is responsible for 3 turnovers. Dallas turned the ball over once. Look at that shit. He talking about, I didn't play in big games. When you played in big games, you didn't win. Look at his record versus winning quarterbacks. Versus winning teams. Come on, people say, well, Calvin didn't play in great games. He's really a Hall of Famer. He played with this bum. When it's time to win, Stafford turned into a bum. We've seen it before. Every time when a good team come marching in, he never performed. If he do perform, they was down by 20 going into the third quarter. They're down by 10, 15, 20,000 going into the fourth quarter, and he choked. I'm not going to be lie about this motherfucker. He was the most talented quarterback they had since Bobby Lane. But come on, people ignore shit like this. Now, he also could have won another game versus New Orleans back in the day. But for the most part, that was not his fault. It was his fault, but it wasn't. And I say that because Aaron Berry, bitch ass, and them defensive backs, because, Mark May, he was a DB, but that motherfucker did not believe in playing motherfucking, he did not believe in playing motherfucking, he did not believe in drafting cornerbacks high. Had that sorry son of a bitch, excuse my language, drafted a quarterback higher around that time, they would have won a playoff game. I remember them DBs dropped every possible. They dropped every possible pick in that game. I swear to God, they dropped like 5 fucking picks in that game. On my mama. On my they dropped. Drew Brees is all. If look, I'll put it to you this way: if Stafford was ever going to win a super playoff game, it was that one. Kirk Cousins got his first big time win over Drew Brees. The Saints historically choke in the playoffs. Remember that game they had at Soldier Field versus the Bears? These dudes historically choke. They historically choke. Nobody want to talk about it. I lived it. I lived this. I lived this. No cap. I lived this game. Stafford threw 2 picks in this game. Look, Stafford threw 2 picks in this game. Right here, he threw 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. Come on. 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Come on. Who else we had? Rushing yard. Ain't had much there, but like I said before, from that game, what stand out in that game, bro? They lost 45-28. They dropped like 10 picks that game. This score could have easily been 28. It could have been 45-28, the Lions. It could have easily been them on the winning side of things. Had Aaron Berry. Who else? I'm going to name all them motherfuckers out there that night. I'll never forget that game. Long as I got the ability to remember. They DBs was Amari Spavey, trash. Eric Wright, Chris Houston, trash. You always like them sorry Atlanta cornerbacks. Don Carey, trash. And Aaron Berry. I'll never forget that game, man. Dude, them mother jokers, man. That game was for him to win a Super Bowl. That was it right there. That was the game. You ever heard that song by Criss Cross, Tonight's the Night? I remember that game was like a Saturday night. That was the game right there, bro. That was the game, man. And that Seattle game was just, they didn't have a chance to win that game, that Seattle game. But Stafford turned the ball over 2 times in that game. But, you know, they dropped about 20 picks. They dropped about 20 picks. Anybody that watched that game live know what I'm talking about. That they dropped picks left and right. I mean, I don't even think he threw a pick. No. He threw about 20 picks that game. No exaggeration. They dropped them. Right in the Aaron Berry dropped about 10 of them. Right in the breadbasket, they dropped pick. He gave the Lions the game. I remember I wasn't mad at Stafford. I was mad at the D. I'm telling you, Drew Brees, he couldn't even like you hand off to Kamara, he couldn't have handed to them better that game. There's been games where they could have won the playoff. This game in the Cowboys. And the organization ain't did him no favors. Stafford wife wrote that BS. I see some YouTuber ignore this, but was ready to throw Calvin under the bus. Like I said before, man, they got short-term memories. Usually folks in the D hating heavy on Calvin. Calvin that nigga, bro. I remember my man seen Calvin at the gas station. Calvin showed him love. Like I said, man, it's just reverse racism, especially if you got black YouTubers. It's reverse racism towards themselves. And black people can't be racist if you didn't know that. You right, Stafford had talent in Detroit. Man, they dropped the ball in this game. If you remember this game, bro, Stafford owned Hunted versus best. He is. With Calvin Johnson. You gave Tom Brady Calvin Johnson. See if Calvin and Tom would have broke every record in the book. Kelly's a definition of a Karen. Damn. Stafford made mistakes. Chris said he had that broke throwing thumb as well. Should not have been kept playing after the first as soon as that thumb went numb. Which game? Which game you talking about? For Detroit went to the playoffs and Stafford breaks his hand, always pissed me off. Which one he broke his thumb in? I don't remember that shit. It had to be this one. But I don't remember. But I know I kind of remember something like that, but yeah, which game was let me know. I think it was this game. Then he choked against the backers. But yeah, Matt Flynn. That's how Matt Flynn got to Seattle. He should have he said the Dallas one. Okay, okay. I don't really remember that, but I think you is right. Then he choked. Yeah, Matt Flynn. Either we could have won it. No, we could have went to the playoffs. It wasn't winning the division, was it? I think it was making the playoffs or something, man. Man, if you had one guy to win a game that you had to stay, it was to save your life, it wouldn't be Matt Stafford. I got a list of quarterbacks I have over Stafford. He said the Dallas one. I remember the New Orleans game. Yeah, them niggas dropped 1,000 picks that game. And Barry, man, he needed to hit the road. They should have made that bitch walk back to Detroit. Excuse my language. Broke the game prior. Okay. Then they had Sean Hill. Sean Glizzy. They hated Sean Hill in Detroit because Sean Hill. I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute. I used to bathroom. All right, my bad. Shit, that shit 30 seconds ain't 30 seconds, but y'all never forget that game, bro. Neither one of them. But I mean, it is what it is. Peyton Manning was a loser. Remember the year he left Tennessee? The next year, T. Martin won the championship. They won the championship. So, like I said before, some guys are talented losers. The only reason Peyton Manning won Super Bowl because the NFL made sure he won a couple. And that's why they love Archie Manning, made sure his boys won one. Because Peyton Manning wasn't shit in the playoffs. Eli was. Playoff Eli was dangerous. Better than regular season Eli. But that's just the way the cookie crumbled, man. But Stafford just won the winner. It was always something with him. I ain't never seen a quarterback so needy in my life. I ain't seen a quarterback so needy. He need this. He need that. He like your baby mama's kid. How much more he need? But then you got YouTubers who don't know shit about the Lions. Shit, I challenge any YouTuber on the debate, and I'll destroy their ass. Because all these niggas do is just tell lies. And that's all they do is tell lies. Don't nobody keep it real. At the end of the year, it's lies over again. He broke his index finger on the helmet that year after the Dallas playoff game, about 2 games before the end of the season. He just missed out then. What's going on? Matt Flynn back up with Green Bay was lit his ass up. He did. Lit the Lions up too. I'm blaming the Fords after that because they let the core group of the team go. Yeah, they didn't want to pay Ndamukong Suh. Then they didn't want to trade Calvin. But they trade Matthew Stafford to where you want to go at. If you don't look into Mr. Ford's history, man, you won't know shit. Stone cold racist. Go listen to how it was at the Ford Motor Company and what they did to people. Don't forget 2017. You talking about with Seattle? They had no chance. They had no chance versus Seattle. Let's keep it real. They had no chance. Hold on. They had no chance. Anquan Bolden imploded in that game. They had no chance. This kind of like what the 49er game gonna look like. This is what the 49er game gonna look like. It's gonna feel like 56-6. You know, he didn't turn the ball over in that game. But yeah, this game was just, this game was Thomas Ross had 27 carries, 161 yards, and 1 TD. Come on, Doug Ball had 11 catches, 104, 1 TD. You look at this, man, they just, they had no chance. I think Calvin was already gone. They had no chance. No chance. And if he follows suit with the Rams, they're going to be kicking his ass on out of there. Him and Sean McVay probably going to get fired. Because the Rams are a team that's built for Super Bowl. They have a first-round pick this year. They ain't going to have one the next 2 years. If the Rams don't hit home on late round and middle round draft picks, they're going to be in trouble. So they got to pay these dudes. And when you got stars, you got to pay them. And then, when you trade picks, you got to hit on late round picks. That's why drafting is imperative to long-term success. That's why drafting is imperative, because the guys you can't pay, you replace them with draft picks. That's how you do it. You trade the guys you can't pay to get more draft capital. You got to hit on draft capital. If you look at the way Kansas City is built, it's built off the draft. They can pay Mahomes, they can pay Hill, they can pay Kelsey, they can pay Chris Jones, right? But everybody around them and building that depth is very important. McCall, Hardman, Robinson, they're very important to get rid of Sammy Watkins. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is important. Building the offensive line is important. So they got to draft those guys in Kansas City. They got to draft those guys. Those late and middle round picks are imperative. If you're looking at the Lions roster, they don't have layers to their roster. When you look at the D-line, the D-line, not the linebacker, just the straight D-line and the lineman. Lineman is only where they got depth at right now. Salute, JY. I see you. I think we play San Fran tight this year. You want to bet that? I'll give you some points. What's tight? We can bet that. Ain't gonna be shit tight about that game. And I ain't saying that because I'm not a Lions fan. I'm just saying that because they ain't really play. They didn't cheer. They didn't do a joint practice. They didn't do no preseason games. If you look historically, the Rams own Jared Goff. If you take his motherfucking shirt off, it say Rams right over his heart. They own him. It might feel close. It might look close, but it won't feel close. And my fantasy advice is to get the running backs for San Francisco and get Kittles. That's my advice. Get the running backs. Get the backup back because they're gonna be running. They're gonna be running. I'm telling you, get the backs. Tight ends. Get you Ayuk. Get you Deebo Samuels. Where will the Rams finish this year? I'll take questions. I hope they finish fucking dead last. But if you look at the Rams schedule, that bitch is tough. First stop Stafford got to go back to is Soldier Field. But they should win that game because they ain't got no quarterback. So that's saving his ass. But look at their first few games, bro. You answer your own question here, right? I'm gonna give you the floor. They play the Rams at home. Then they play the Colts. Let's say they go 2-0. I don't depend on Carson. Let's say they go 2-0. Then they play the Rams. So they got their first 2 or 3 games they at home. 3 or 4 games they at home. So the Bucks, winnable game. Let's say they lose. The Cardinals, they at home. I give it to them. So they can start off 4-1. 3-1, easy. Then they go to Seattle. Giants beat the Seahawks last year. Rams, they could. Texans, Titans, 49ers, Green Bay. So if I'm guesstimating, I'm gonna say they beat the Bears, they beat the Colts because of Carson Wentz. They lose to the Bucks. They beat the Cardinals at home. Let's say they beat the Seahawks. So then yeah, 10 wins. 10 wins. Yep. I got them around 10. That's some swing games. Minnesota swing game. Really, yeah, it depends. Like if the Cardinals really got better, if the Cardinals got better, really the Cardinals gonna swing the season. Because I got them beating the Cardinals, but if they lose to the Cardinals both times, they're 8-win team. That's another team who don't got room for here. I won't mind the Rams finishing in the middle of the pack. We would be good. So a decent mid-round pick. Get them finish last. He said, "Who the F you talking to?" We going 2-14 in the end. 2-14. He said, "Tay say 17 games. If Justin Fields starts the Bears, they get killed by the Bears. No, they won't. Justin Fields will go. Justin Fields will be in a fucking stretcher. They'll be taking him home. He don't know how to read defenses, coverages, or protect. He don't know protections. They get killed. They doing the right thing in Chicago. He gonna get drug off that field. Aaron Donald cleat gonna be in that nigga ass. They gonna be like, Aaron Donald. Well, Justin Fields is walking off the field kind of funny. Oh, Aaron Donald's cleat still in his ass. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. Oh my God. Watch Justin Fields. Like people don't even know nothing about football. I watched the tape. They doing the right thing. I would treat him like Mahomes. Same thing with Mahomes. Andy Reid had to rebuild his mechanics. Right? You know, it took a year. You know, and then he came out just like, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. That's what it came out like. And honestly, they doing the best. These motherfuckers just look as oh, he ready, man. That got him and Trey Lance, they are not ready. They are not ready. So they doing a great job in Chicago. Any more questions, I'll get to them. That's how you handle that shit. You get a guy like Andy Dalton who's been to the highs and the lows in the league, and you get him to take an ass whooping. But that man need help with coverages. Fields is mobile. That's why that's not gonna work versus the Rams. Motherfucker, you gonna get him carried off on the stretcher. As soon as Aaron Donald grabbed my ass. You know, he said that Charlo grabbed my ass. I said, Aaron Donald grabbed my ass. I told you. You didn't tell me nothing, boy. That's what's gonna happen. Y'all gotta understand football. If you won't know no coverages, it's gonna be a long year. Was it me or last game? It looked like the team just threw enough runs in there on making the first string defense. Still, I know they could do it, but at will. And then hold on. Are you talking about the Lions? Maybe they did just do that. If they don't run the ball this year, it's gonna be a long year. Dude, we're going through it. Willow, salute. I think our run game is gonna be way better than most. If it ain't, motherfuckers gonna be singing 0-16. If they ain't run the ball, man. I will say that about Stafford. Stafford can sling that boy around the yard. But it's a huge drop off as far as talent from Stafford and attributes of talent from Stafford to Jared Goff. If Trey Lance start, he shouldn't. But that offense is just ABC. It's elementary. All I do is run the ball, play action. He can do that, but I wouldn't start him. If you need to go out there and win a football game and spread it out, Trey Lance is a deep ball thrower, athletic deep ball thrower. That's what he is. But once they show him how to read coverages, how to do protections. He's gonna get sacked a couple times last week. How to read defenses. He definitely got the talent, but he's another project, year or two. Don't rush him. Year or two. Because you don't want him relying on instincts and running the ball and running motherfuckers over like Cam Newton and Andrew Luck and be retired. Polish him. Let Jimmy Garoppolo. If you have a Super Bowl window right now, let Jimmy Garoppolo go get you there. not Trey Lance. I do the same thing I did with Patrick Mahomes. Coverages, reading defenses, protection. That's all he be working on, and mechanics. I wouldn't want him starting yet. He just some like essential football thing. What's up, man? When I see you. Doesn't feel understand coverages and got mango because he don't understand coverages. No, he don't. No, he don't understand coverages. I watched his college tape. He don't understand protections, coverages, defenses. Let him learn. Let Andy Dalton go out there and take the ass whooping. Justin Fields is late this year or next year. He doesn't understand those things. No Ohio State quarterback understand. He got a lot of raw talent. Do you think Reynolds will make the team? Why not? Really, he in the race with Godwin. You know, that's the only person. Jamar Jefferson probably going to practice squad because they don't carry Cabinet, the fullback. So he in the race with Godwin, and I think he got the edge right now. But he in the race. He may be on the practice squad, but Jefferson, Reynolds, and Godwin, they all be somewhere on practice squad on the roster. But I think Reynolds and Godwin, they fight for that last third running back. Well, they might carry 4 backs. Let's think about it real quick. They don't carry two quarterbacks because Tim Boyle should make the team. Let's say they don't carry Cephas. Let's just say Pyramid make the team. Williams. St. Brown. Let's say they go with 5 receivers. That's 7. They go with 5 linemen. That's 12. Another 5 to back them up. Let's just say per se 17. Let's say they go with 2 tight ends. 19. Is that all the offense? Okay, they're going with a fullback. That's 20. Okay, defense. Okay, they got the kicker. That's 21. The punter. That's 22. So, yeah, I can see it. Long snapper, 23. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see. In that scenario, you're gonna have 6 linemen make it. That's 29. D linemen, I mean, you're gonna have 35 plus, I think 6 linebackers, 35. DBs, you got 36 is Okuda, 37 is Aurarie, 4 Elefante. Yeah, yup. Elefante. Yup. So that's about right. AJ Parker gonna make it. So yeah, they gonna carry about everybody gonna make it except for like Tavai. So yeah, I'll get it. I think they might run with 4 backs, so he should make it. Whereas they gonna start too soon. He gonna get hurt. He know what's up. Yup. Oh, Swift don't turn out to be another second round. He could be. Definitely could be. That could be his destiny. But they got, I don't know. That's why they brought Williams in. He looked slow in preseason. It looked like it was tough for him to get out there. He looked like LeGarrette Blount. But we'll see. We'll see. Each other, but he said Field gonna mess around, messed up. The Field gonna be messed up. The kids got the talent, but they not gonna give him the time he needs to mature. Yeah, he need a year at least. He need Patrick Mahomes. Everybody talk about throwing guys in the fire. Baker Mayfield would have been in there first year, been in playoffs, and this, that, and third. But nobody talk about Patrick Mahomes. Sometimes you need to sit a year. You know, it's still all right for premier top picks to sit. I have no issue. Everybody not gonna be Russell. Everybody not gonna be Dak. Okay. You know, but I'm an advocate of sitting some of these dudes that not ready. You know, and people might say, well, Trevor Lawrence might be a bust. He won't be a bust because he lacks the talent. He'll be a bust because of the situation he in. Situations turn out more bust than personal players. Situations and injuries turn out more bust than players not being able to play. Players not being able to play are players that get money. They get money too soon and they don't deal with fame, or the players that don't have to work after. I was watching on the Players Tribune, they interviewed Nick Saban, YouTube, Mark Ingram, and Cameron Jordan. And Nick Saban was talking about guys that just he had the talent but put the work in. So, organizations destroy players the most, injuries, and then guys also right behind organizations is guys that just get money or just don't have a work ethic. Williams was only playing not even half intensity. We talking about who's their playoff team at FC? I don't know. It's too early, man. We wait after this preseason game. Ain't been too many major injuries this year neither, have it? You had Cam Akers and Travis Etienne from the rookie from Clemson. But ain't been too many. But any more questions? I'll wait for a second. Stay in the morning, baby. Rock me, girl, like you want to rock me. That was my shit. I used to go to the bar, man. When I got out of school, my grandma took me to the bar. That's where they used to do their thing out, man. So I probably like old music. It's in the bar. That's why I probably don't like going to the clubs neither. You feel me? I'm not a club guy no more. Maybe I'm a 30 and up. That's how I mean 30 and up crowd if I do. But I appreciate y'all. Don't forget you can make a donation to the channel by sharing the video, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to make a financial donation, Cash App, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link is in the description. Appreciate any way you choose to donate. If you want, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All the links in the description. Reach out if you got a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video request. Appreciate the love and support. Other than that, check out the Lions 101 playlist to see the replay. And other than that, I eventually just turned into a audio podcast. You guys who like that, who don't want to pay for YouTube Red. So I'm out of here. Detroit sports legend, Cash Salute. What's going on? He said rebuilding since 57. Ugh, it's true. But